My book was just named one of Publishers Weekly's best books of 2025, which is wild because Publishers Weekly has been very hot and cold on my book and lots of books about Palestine that have come out over the past year. So here's the tea. About a month before this book came out, a senior editor at Publishers Weekly, who was a fan of my activism and my writing before this, wanted to do like a 2-page feature on the book in the print issue of Publishers Weekly, which would have been huge for the book's chances. He took me out to dinner, recorded a 2-hour interview. I mean, this was going to change everything. And then someone higher up at Publishers Weekly killed the feature. It never came out. But luckily, there were thousands of you who did not need some institution to tell you this book was going to be good. You trusted me and Hannah Mushabek, my editor, and Interlink Press, the only Palestinian-owned press in the US, to do a good job on this topic. You trusted me a lot more than I trusted myself on Pub Day, to be honest, because as y'all know, this book wasn't even my idea, never would have presumed. I only wrote it because Hannah Mushabek goaded me into it. But thousands of you pre-ordered the book, making it a New York Times bestseller, and you told your friends about it, and you posted it to social media. And through a grassroots effort led by my followers and indie bookstore owners who love this book, it became a New York Times bestseller and entered the national conversation. But months went by, and Publishers Weekly still did not post a review of my book, which was wild for a New York Times bestseller to not get a Publishers Weekly review. And they also didn't post reviews of other New York Times bestsellers that were about Palestine and from an anti-Zionist place, like Perfect Victims by Mohammed El-Kurd, like One Day Everyone Will Have Been Against This by Omar El-Akkad. They didn't review, like, I don't think any of the other books published by Interlink Press this year, including Understanding Palestine and Israel by Phyllis Bennis. And they still haven't reviewed any of these books, which, by the way, would all be on my personal best nonfiction books of 2025 list, if you're wondering. But they finally did publish a review of my book, I think 4 months after it came out. And it was a starred review. And for those of you who don't know, Publishers Weekly, it's not like 5 stars, 4 stars. It's just star or no star. So a star is as good as it gets. But the review was kind of strange. It was mostly summary. There was almost no reviewing to it. It was just sort of saying a few things the book was about. And the only sentence that was remotely like praising the book was just this last one. This is the only review part of the whole review. It's a bold challenge to accepted American narratives about Israel. That's so tentative, isn't it? And I feel like whoever this staff writer was, and they're anonymous, so I don't know, but I have a feeling they fought tooth and nail for even this, and for even the ability to review the book at all and to give it a star. So that's the context that makes this just wild. Like, okay, y'all killed the feature about me, y'all then slept on my book for months and months, then you did give it a review and it was a starred review, but it was a strange review where you barely said anything about it. And now you're saying it's one of the best books of 2025? And what all this tells me is there is a struggle going on within Publishers Weekly, as there's a struggle going on right now between so many of our families and institutions and populaces, between people who think that the concept of genocide bad is very important and who think that this book is important and should be promoted to a wider readership. And it's them versus some other people who are against that. And with the naming of this book to one of the best books of 2025 list, I think that means the anti-genocide team is winning. And that's something to celebrate with a mega book giveaway this week. So this week, as usual, I'm giving away a signed, personalized to you hardcover of Genocide Bad to one lucky winner, but I'm also going to give away 5 audiobook codes donated by Libro FM, which is a great alternative to Audible for listening to books without funding genocide. Instead, you'll be funding your local bookstores. To enter to win, you're going to donate at least $5, but as much as you are able to a worthy cause. One option at the first fundraising link in my bio is to donate to the Gaza City Evacuation Fund. This is a direct aid fund where we're sending up to $3,000 to families who are displaced by the Israeli invasion of Gaza City to cover the expenses of tents, food, winter clothes, blankets, medicine, and other essentials. Thanks to your generosity, we've already been able to send funds to 25 families. That's hundreds of people, but we still have more on our list waiting for us to hit that $80,000 goal. A lot of our communities around the world right now are having a week of it though. So if you want to donate to a mutual aid fund for recovery for Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica, I'm also honoring that. If you want to donate to your local food bank because the members of your community have run out of SNAP benefits and won't get new funding on November 1st, I will honor that. If you want to donate to food aid funds in Congo or Sudan, I will honor that. Wherever you give, just send a screenshot of your donation of at least $5, but as much as you are able, to t4gaza@gmail.com, and you'll be entered to win the giveaway for a signed hardcover of one of the best books of 2025. And 5 runner-up winners will get audiobook codes of one of the best books of 2025. And a huge loving hug to all of you who supported this book sight unseen, forced it into the national conversation, and made this possible. I love you. You're amazing. You're my mashpacha.